Hey everyone, Don and Ash here.
Hello.
Back for another reaction video. This time we were taking a look at more Diablo 4 content. They just came out with another video called Inside the Game. We're going to be taking a look at the world of Sanctuary. Honestly, can't wait to get into this. We're going to have the devs, I think, speaking a little bit on aspects of the world and stuff like that. So I just can't wait to get a deeper dive into everything to do with Diablo 4.
Always, 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 always. Yeah, I'm so looking forward to this game. Like, it's unreal, and everything they're doing is so awesome, and I can't wait. And I love all the things they're giving us.
All right, let's get into it. Oh, the giant snake. It's going to be so dope to see in game.
Sanctuary is the world in which the story of Diablo takes place, and it's the battleground for the souls of humanity and the fight between angels and demons.
Look how smooth it looks.
It's a vast world, and there'll always be something new in every area, like hordes of enemies, safe haven towns, resources to gather, events, quests, and more.
That town looked dope.
We wanted to bring Diablo 4 artistically more back towards like Diablo 2, the much darker style. It's very macabre.
The artists and designers have had so much fun working on it, and it's just been a joy to create for us.
Some of these areas
How
look
would the
so
people
epic.
of Sanctuary show their world? What kinds of art would they use to describe the world? One of the things we really wanted to do was make the game feel like a painting.
Everything was built by a wonderful group of people who love Diablo as much as you do.
Heck yeah!
Let's go.
We have 5 unique zones.
Each of the regions has its own kind of flavor and ambient life.
We take a lot of influence from what our concept artists give us, and I know they take a lot of influence from real life.
There's Kyrgyzstan, which is the sort of desert.
It's amazing with its sweeping sand dunes.
Skazglen, which is inspired by Scotland. Fractured Peaks is inspired by the Carpathian Mountains.
The Dry Steppes is sort of our mountainous desert region, and Hawazar is the swampy region of the south. Whether you're on a mount or on foot, it's a joy to go from one region to the next. Also, the region transitions are really beautiful and stunning to see.
Making sure that it felt sort of geologically true was really important. If you walk from Fractured Peaks into Hawazar, you'll cross all of these waterfalls caused by snow melt. So you can actually see the snow melting in Fractured Peaks through waterfalls, entering into Hawazar and entering the large basin that fills Hawazar with all of the swamp water.
We have all the different environments in the overworld, and we tried to make sure there was some parity with those in the dungeons. We have dungeons that are flooded, and there's like moss everywhere. It very much fits in with that Skazglen environment. Kyrgyzstan is all desert, so we have dungeons filled with sand. All the dungeons are particularly placed to make sure that they feel like this is a thing that could be in this part of the world.
Look
that
at
fits here, it belongs here.
Those doors. This is the first.
So cool!
We definitely redesigned some of the monsters. For example, the Fallen family has gone through a major redesign to make them feel more grim, a little scarier, a little darker, to match the tone of Diablo 4.
Monster families are a way to describe the group of monsters that create a combat experience. So a lot of times there'll be brutes and swarmers, melee or casters, and that's the term that we use to sum up the vampires or the drowned or the undead.
Oh!
And all of them have unique abilities, but they all synchronize together. They bolster each other and improve how they work on the battlefield so that every time you fight a pack of, let's say, goatmen, it's always different.
We wanted to make sure that the monster families all felt like they fit in their environments, and so our creature team did a really good job of making these different versions of them that have adapted to their environment. There's Snowy Goatmen and Fractured Peaks in some of the colder areas versus Lightning Goatmen around Dry Steppes and kind of the more arid areas. Hawazar has a lot of poison spiders.
Each of the regions has its own kind of flavor, and it's pretty exciting to discover.
We have some really cool new snake men, the Nangari. We've seen snake men in Diablo before, but these guys are just really twisted amalgamations of multiple snake heads, even human body parts. We have skeletons, we have undead, we have ghosts, all the things that you would expect to find from a Diablo game.
Spiders have been around in Diablo forever.
Dude!
Spider Host was a cool new twist.
It's a giant spider that attaches to a corpse and then puppets it at you, and when you kill it, it explodes with tons of baby spiders. And then those little spiders come after you, and I feel slightly guilty about traumatizing a lot of people with it.
We also have wildlife, deer, snakes, bugs, dogs. You can pet the dogs, by the way.
So many people asked to pet the dog. It was actually a lot of hard work to figure out how to pet that dang dog.
Love it.
You have so many activities that you might run into. It could be a stronghold, it could be side quests. You might have key dungeons to do. There could be bounties to pick up. You might encounter a world boss. You might encounter an invasion event of some kind.
We have much longer, sort of narrative-heavy side quests, and we have
It's
some
the
shorter
ancients!
side quests, so you never feel like you're always doing the same thing. The pacing is always a little bit different. One of the things that I really loved about our announcement was the By 3 They Come cinematic.
Yes!
We're able to build a quest where you actually get to go to those places. You get to go to the town. You get to go inside the chapel. And I work with some incredible dungeon designers to build the dungeon from the cinematic. You're gonna get to go across the bridge that you saw to the actual room where Lilith is summoned. I don't want to spoil too much, but I'm super excited to have players see it.
It's kind of nice to just walk places, because that's a lot of the times when you see these little events.
You might find a demonic altar that you need to feed your blood to summon demons to then defeat for all of their loot. You might find a ghost child who's trying to find the remains of their parents, and you have to protect them. We have strongholds, which are a sort of large area that you can enter, and it has its own story, its own setup, its own sort of art that sort of tells a very specific story about this location, and those stay unlocked permanently once you've beaten back the darkness.
We did a lot of figuring out the balance between like how much space do we need for players to play through these dungeons versus how much space do we need to make them look cool. My favorite is this one called Endless Gates. It's got these teleporters, and these teleporters actually take you to other dungeons, so you'll end up in a cave, a crypt, or the ancients. And every time you go in, it's designed to change.
I
You
can't.
have dozens of villages and towns that you will run into.
The cities and towns are designed to be hubs. They're havens. They're places where you can find other players. They're good places to do all of your usual inventory management.
Each region has its main city that you can get lots of side quests and lots of activities.
We've really crafted the world to feel like there's always something just around the corner to find.
Look at these towns, bro. This is
In
the
Diablo
greatest
4,
thing
you actually get to walk Sanctuary.
I've ever
It's a
seen.
massive place that you can seamlessly explore with no loading in between zones, which is something brand new.
Wow.
It's a very immersive experience.
What I love about it is that you can go in a direction and you might be searching for a particular quest or an item, and you'll come across a stronghold that you haven't explored before. You'll come across dungeons that have legendary affixes.
Side
you might
quest.
discover a side quest that you didn't even know about that fills in some bit of lore that you actually were interested in. There's any number of things that can happen along the road to your destination, and that's what I love about having this fast-paced.
There are tons of different types of events in the world. It's been created to feel full of things to encounter, full of secrets to discover, full of characters to interact with, full of stories to find. We have these altars to Lilith that if you can find them, they will give you a permanent buff to all of your characters across the game. There are tons of them hidden everywhere. We also have these massive world bosses that are so big the camera actually has to pull out even further. And you're gonna have an opportunity to fight these bosses with your friends or with strangers to take down these huge world bosses.
And the team has done just an incredible job making Sanctuary a world worth exploring and a world worth investing yourself in.
Bruh.
My God, I cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so in this video, there's like some things that we're seeing for the first time ever. As we get closer and closer to release, I'm sure they're gonna keep showing us more, and then like beta is less than 30 days away. Yeah, I need to pull up some of these things again. Like, some of these towns that they were talking about are insane.
Art would
Like
they use to
the
describe one of the things we really wanted to do.
they just look
was to make
absolutely
the game
insane. Like they
feel
look
a
gorgeous. I love
Everything was
the
built by
spacing
wonderful
of,
group of
you know,
people who love
the
Diablo
towns don't feel
as
crowded.
much
In
as
Diablo
you
3, the towns are fairly small, honestly.
Yeah.
Especially New Tristram.
Each of the regions
It's
has its
insanely
own
small,
flavor
and
envy of
it's
life.
not
We take a lot of
enjoyable to. There's nothing to explore with town. So I
I
really love
There's
how
Kazakhstan, which is sort of
in these
desert.
It's
areas,
amazing with its sweeping
especially in this
sands.
section, they talk
Scotch
about
Glen,
how
which is inspired
these
by
areas are
Scotland.
based off
Glacier Peak is
real life,
inspired by the Carpathian
you know,
Mountains.
places that they're inspired by,
Sort of our
which is totally
mountainous
cool. Like
desert
Scotch
region,
Glen
and
being
Hawzar
inspired
is
by
the
Scotland.
swampy region
It's
of the
just
south.
like,
Whether you're
okay, I
on
guess
a
it
mountain
makes
or
sense
a
now.
fjord,
Right now that I've heard it, but like I would have
Those
never
events
thought.
of the
I never knew
region
that. Like I just,
transitions are really
who would make that
beautiful and
connection,
stunning.
right?
Yeah.
Making sure
Um,
that it felt sort of geologically
Just absolutely
true
amazing.
was really important.
Yeah,
You
honestly,
walk
I'm
from
sorry, I'm
Glacier
so
Peak
blown
into
away.
Hawzar,
I
you
feel
cross
like
all
there
of
was
these
a
waterfalls
decent
caused
amount
by
to
snow
unpack
melting.
in
So you
this
can actually
video. Like
see
you
the
said, there was
snow
some new
melting
stuff that
in
we haven't
Fracture
seen
Peak
before.
through
But
Tons of
I
new stuff.
always,
There's tons of new
I
stuff.
honestly, I it's like I always forget how dang beautiful this game looks. And like when I seen the character like climb up the mountain, I'm like, right, there's verticality in this thing. Like I keep forgetting that part, and it's again, it's just so mind blown.
Yeah, I think the scale of the game is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, the open worldness, the no loading screens is new. The size of these doors is awesome. They really played with not just the I guess it is verticality here again, because nothing is scaled that big door wise or room wise or that you feel like you're in this massive area wise. In Diablo 3, everything like if we could put that game beside this game right now, it's just to show the size difference, the scale difference of everything.
Yeah.
This makes everything feel it really adds that layer of grandeur on it. Like it makes it feel larger than life, and it's just
Yeah.
awesome. It makes it feel like the areas that you're going into are very just not when they're scaled so small, they feel a little bit claustrophobic, or they feel a little bit that there's like, oh, there must not be much more. But for some reason, maybe it's a trick, a sleight of hand trick or something. In my brain, that just everything's scaled bigger, especially the monsters. As you can see, they just had the. I wanted to say this earlier, but I was so enthralled by the video. The Fallen family are mindlessly not threatening in Diablo 2 or 3. They're just kind of like Rakanishu, and then they run away, right? But these ones look scary.
Yeah.
Like these ones look threatening, and I'm
Well,
like,
like-
that's so sick
Yeah.
that they kind of redesigned that character model.
Yeah.
And you know, the little dudes that explode, they just it reminds me of like banelings from StarCraft. If anybody
Yes.
ever played StarCraft.
Yeah.
I love how Joe Mueller, I think was his last name, was talking about how he like, you know, was I guess a big reason why those spiders were created, and they're like, oh, I just want to pause it here. I'm gonna finish the spiders created sentences, and they're really creepy and everything. Yeah, nightmare fuel. But like, oh my goodness, look at these 3D designs. Like this is the actual 3D design, I guess, scaled up that you're gonna see in game, and it's just amazing. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen. Honestly.
Yeah, it is so extremely well done. Like
We wanted to make sure that the monster families all felt like
no words.
fit
Yeah,
together.
I loved hearing from all the different devs in this one. I love the new type of creatures. I love in this scene how big these I think are these are the same types of mobs you would fight in maybe like Act 4
Yeah.
of Diablo 2 Resurrected out in just outside town in Act 4. I think they'd be like Balrogs or something like that. But they're huge here.
Yeah.
They're huge, and I love it.
Yeah.
Also, when they said that you could explore the dungeon from by 3 they came, ever since that cinematic came out, I'm gonna pause it here real quick because I want to talk about the Goatman as well. But ever since that cinematic came out, I have had it in my head. I'm like, wouldn't it be cool to explore this area?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then finally they confirm it right now.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've ever heard that. Like, just god tier, amazing.
Yeah, I know that's something that we have been like extremely looking forward to hopefully, be able to do. And it's so awesome that it's like, yes, we can actually go do that and run across that bridge and go in there and like
Zoom in and look at everything. Yeah,
yes,
they better
oh my
have
gosh.
they better have a zoom in that game, just like they've implemented in Diablo 2 Resurrected. I want to see everything, especially my character up close.
Yes.
I'll be like trying to like read rune
I was
words
just
in
saying,
the
I'm gonna read every rune.
yeah, not rune words in the floor.
Yeah.
Just saying you're gonna read every rune doesn't mean that they're, you know what I mean, like in the map.
Yeah.
So the Goatmen here are amazing. I love that they're in different areas, and one of the things that you may have not noticed is that the first Goatman here has a skull, a human skull, on the side of his hip. So I just love how like they let the mobs also celebrate that they got like, you know, kills on
Yeah.
Nephilim, are the humans.
We had a couple actually.
It was a different one. Anyway, it's two different dudes.
No, yeah, the first one has two. He's got three.
Oh, he's got on his right side. On his right side, he's got some smaller
Yeah.
skulls that they were
Yeah.
hidden. Yeah, the caster has one, but I like how they said the caster was in the arid desert area, and like the melee guy would be more in I think it was Fractured Peaks. They said, I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, in like the winter snowy area.
Yeah, the Snake Men coming back is awesome. I just love like seeing new kind of model archetypes.
Yeah.
I love how we saw that more melee type Snake Man, and then in this frame right here, hold on, let me just go back there. In this frame right here, you can see that this one is more got like a tri-headed snake kind of Medusa thing going on.
Yeah.
Which again, it's just cool to get different directions of the same model archetype. Right? So this one based off like humanoid snake men. Cool.
Yeah.
all the things you would
This is a
expect to
world
find in a
boss.
Diablo game.
That's a world boss that we've never
Spiders have
seen
been
in
around
any
for
previous
We
footage
have
that
undead,
we've
we
never
have
seen.
ghosts,
Yeah.
all the things you
I
would expect
love
to find
that
from a Diablo game.
they have
Spiders have been
abilities
around
that
in
are
Diablo
map
forever.
wide,
The
so they're gonna
spiders
make
was a cool
you
new twist.
you can't just like
Yes,
mindlessly
that's why
hack
they're
away
being
at a
attached to
boss
a
anymore.
corpse.
Yeah.
Puppets
No,
are
you gotta pay
attached to it. When you
attention.
kill it,
You gotta
it
you gotta pay
births
attention.
tons
I
of
hope
baby spiders,
I'm really
and
hoping
then
that
those
those
little
fights
spiders
also
come
have
after
the
you,
ability
and I
to be
feel
difficulty
slightly
scaled
guilty
up so that
about
more
traumatizing a
hardcore
lot of
players or
people with it.
players that are
We
looking for
also
more of a
have
challenge can
wildlife,
amp it up
deer,
and then
snakes,
go
bugs,
fight those
dogs.
bosses
You
and they
can
have
pet the
more
dogs,
abilities,
by
they
the
have
way.
more
So
phases,
many people
etc.,
ask for it
etc., and then
a
you
lot.
get like
It's
achievements
actually
for
a lot
doing
of hard
that.
work to
Yeah,
figure
yeah.
out how to put that
Petting the
together.
dog is cool. Um, Hopefully there's cats you can
You
pet
have
too,
so many
because I
activities
mean,
that you might run
come
into.
on,
It
let's
could
not
be a
be
stronghold, it
be
could be
choosist
side
here.
quests. You might have achievements that you
Choosing
do
sides
to
here.
talk to you.
Yeah. Oh
There
my
there better
gosh.
be cats.
Encounter a world
I love
boss,
how
you might
another small
encounter a
detail
negative
that is
people
just in
to
the frame
go.
before the um gold or loot in the corner has that slight glow on it, but it's not a glow that just is so obnoxious on your map. It really fits into the ambient light in the
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
It's just a really dim glow or dim shine
It's
on the
yeah, it's
gold, and
just
it's
like
Might encounter a
perfect.
it's
world
just that
boss,
little
you
glint
might
of like,
Yes.
encounter
hey,
an
I'm over
invasion
here.
event of
Yes.
some kind.
We
Yeah,
have
no, that's
much
so cool.
longer,
I loved seeing the
narrative
ancients.
heavy-
In this frame, we got to see
Yeah.
the ancients. I wasn't sure if the ancients were going to be a part of Diablo 4 or how they were going to tie in the ancient story, but I mean, they are immortal essentially. Like they're not, they can't die again. So, I just really like how you get to see the circle of the ancients, and hopefully they're all standing there in their statues before before you have to like bring them to not life, but bring them to awaken them essentially. Yeah, that was super cool. I love the
narrative-heavy side
ethereal look
quests, and we
beside
have
them. They
some
also
shorter
they
side
almost look like they have like
sort of
what oil
narrative-heavy
looks like,
side
that
quests,
bluish
and we have
and
some shorter side
goldish and
quests.
brownish
The
coloring
Yes.
that oil has in
always
water.
tend to
Yes.
It almost looks like that was the
pacing is always
effect
a
on
little
them.
bit different. One of the things that I really liked
Yes,
about our
this part
announcement
he's
was
talking
the
about how you
Everyday
can visit
Quest cinematic.
this
I was
whole
able to
area,
build a
and they
quest
also
where you
said,
actually get to
just a
go
bit past this,
to
they
those
also said you can.
places. So
I
you get
think
to
they
go
said you
to the
could
town.
visit.
You get to go inside the
I'm
chapter.
not sure.
And I work with some incredible
Um,
dungeon designers to build
what they said.
the dungeon
I said that you
from
could
the
visit
cinematic.
Sanctuary, and
You're
for
gonna
some
get to
reason I
go
thought like you could
across
visit like the
the
Angels
bridge
area.
that you saw,
I understand what they're
back to
saying
the
though.
room where Lilith
Yeah.
was summoned.
I am
I don't
mistaken,
spoil too
but
much,
either
I'm
way, it's gonna be
super
cool
excited for
to
that place.
go inside the room
Sometimes
where
it's kinda nice
I'm
to
like,
see
go
Lilith-
in the church and then like
Yeah, where
assumingly
Lilith
scale
was-
down into the hole and
Yes, but where Lilith was brought to life
Yeah.
by I forget the dude's name. Is it Ramus? I forget the bald dude's name. So if anybody's a Diablo 4 Diablo fan in general, and you remember the I'm gonna call him like Necromancer or something's name. I'm not sure what cult he belongs to. But
Yeah.
he's the dude with the cut pinky, if you remember.
I'm drawing a blank too.
Yeah, he's the dude that pulls over the priest at the in the by 3 they come cinematic, and he's like, you came here for knowledge. His name, whatever his name is, can't wait to visit, there as well.
Yeah.
Every time you go in, it's
The portals area is super cool. They show a lot of footage that has such unique feel to it. Like, again, it's brand new footage to us. It's footage we haven't seen before, and like these towns
I know,
are
right?
so big. They're so big in comparison to Diablo 3. I love how I don't know who that was a statue of in the middle of that town there. Can we go back and see really quick? See if we get it on screen here. No idea, but it's like a human or an angel. Oh, it could be an Arius. It could be an Arius, or something like that. It looks like an angel. It's got like angelic armor, but it also has the demonic wings. So
Yeah.
it looks like an angel that may have got corrupted. Who knows? I just really think that's super cool. You have people in the front praising the statue.
Yeah.
Honestly,
No, yeah.
I can't wait to lose myself in adventure in this game.
I know, like the scale is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. Yep.
I cannot wait to explore absolutely everything. Like I'm literally gonna be like, ooh, piece of candy, ooh, piece of candy.
Yeah, I love how
Um,
one of the most colorful things actually in the game is the character's spells and the character's abilities.
What I love about it is
Um,
you can go
that
in
really
a
makes
direction and you might be searching for
You stand out, I feel like, as a character, as an entity in the world, but the world around you just still feel like draining or soul sucking or very bleak and gray and not dull, but dull is the word I'm gonna use,
Very
right?
gloomy.
Yes, that's a much better word. Much better word. I love how the necromancer there has a scythe, and whatever's going on here, it looks like an event where
Yeah.
that person, or that I say person, but that I'm not sure what is. Oh, it's a skeleton. It looks like a skeleton. I can see like skeletal legs here. Looks like they're on like a pyre, like a burning pyre or something like that. Whatever it is, I can't wait to just play the all the different events that the devs have come up with. I really hope
Yeah.
that there's a good variety and that it doesn't feel very quickly that you're like, oh, I've done the 5 events or the 7 events. I really hope there's like 20 plus events where there's enough that it's like, oh, I can't remember what the first one feels like, or like every time it always feels like something new, you know.
Yeah.
And I just really hope they build on that. We got to hear from so many different devs,
Yes.
and like different dev departments in this.
world.
Yeah, it was
And
really nice.
yeah, I just thought it was really
Feel
cool that
full of things
they
to encounter,
are
full of
also,
things to discover,
um,
full of characters to interact,
emphatic.
full of stories
Is that the
to
word I want to
find.
use?
I think so.
They're
You
also
have these altars to Lilith that if you can
um,
find them, they will give you a
just
permanent
enthusiastic
buff to all of your
about
characters
about
across
this
the
product.
game.
They're so
There are tons and
enthusiastic
tons
about this
Yeah.
project,
We
and
also have
you
these
you can
massive
like
world
when they
bosses that
talk,
are
they
so good
talk
the
with
camera
such
actually has to pull
um,
even further, and you're gonna have
Yeah.
an
you know,
opportunity to
like
fight these
passion
bosses
that
with
you can just
friends
feel it.
or with
You can
strangers to
absolutely
take
just
down
feel
these
it.
Yeah.
huge world bosses.
I'm gonna be
And the
excited to
team has done
find
just an
those like
incredible job
Lilith
making
statues
Sanctuary
Oh,
or
yeah.
wards or whatever.
worth
So
Yeah.
exploring, a world
like
worth
permanent buffs, that's
investing
pretty
yourself
cool.
in.
That's
It's
interesting.
it's
Like
yeah, no, it's pretty cool. Hopefully, I hope they do it smart and it doesn't affect PvP because obviously PvP is a different thing to balance and stuff like that.
yeah,
But honestly, yeah, for PvE, I think that's a really interesting little kind of um aspect of adventure that a
yeah,
layer of adventure that they can add on top. It
yeah,
really feels like they've been paying attention to a lot of the modern competitor RPGs or just RPGs from other franchises, and some of the very unique and fun things that they've implemented. It
yeah,
feels like the Diablo team has taken the best things from Diablo 2, Diablo 3. And yes, I'm gonna say Diablo 3. There were some very modern and good things in Diablo 3. Like the movement is fluid and it feels fun in Diablo 3. In Diablo 2, it's janky and the pathing is very like, you're turning on like a click, click, like it's
yeah,
just not smooth.
yeah.
So, there's a
True.
lot of things to appreciate about Diablo 3, even though I personally think it's not the best game.
Yeah.
And it seems they took some of the best things from other franchises, not to entirely copy them, but just took some ideas and just made it their own.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like they did their homework and they've been paying attention and it like extremely shows.
I can't wait to play the beta. You guys are gonna getting a lot of beta footage. Hopefully, we can release a lot of little videos that show little tidbits of information that maybe you guys won't get anywhere else. You'll get here first. Let us know the things that you're looking most forward to, the things that you liked about this video inside the game, the world of Sanctuary, and little things that you may have noticed that we may have not.
Yeah.
Honestly, they showed so much new things in this that were outside of the things that they spoke about. Like just little clips here and there where it's like, ooh,
Yeah.
I didn't notice that before. So I
Yeah.
really think there's a lot to appreciate with these little videos that they're putting out. And I'm like, I can feel them amping up the speed of the media now. And I'm just
Right?
like, let's go. Like, yes, 10 out of 10.
I'm gonna be like, I can't.
All right, yeah. Let us know your favorite things about this video, the game in general, and if you're gonna be in the beta, if you already got the game pre-ordered. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.
Bye.